right, man. I'm live, man. Without, pre-warning anybody. I just strike this mug up, man. For the past hour, I've been trying to see how I can do this multi-stream on my laptop with Kick, but I'm gonna have to take my laptop to AD and have him do all this shit, cause all this shit is complicated. Got me paying for all kind of shit, and this shit just not working. I'm over here looking at YouTube videos trying to get it, and I can't get it, man. But anyway, shout out to Ohio Ties, already up in this thing, man. Good morning, my brother. But man, it's post draft, man. We got, draft picks is in. It was a good weekend. They sure did get their ratings out of Shador, man. Got us watching all the way to day 3. Got 7.5 million viewers while basketball is on. Shit, I didn't get to watch nothing on Saturday, really. I had a party to do. It was raining like crazy, so, it delayed my process. It delayed, me going to work and doing a party, and then my son had a track meet at the same time, so yeah, it was just a lot, man. It was a lot, you know what I'm saying? I watched a little bit of the, fourth round? I watched the 4th round before I started moving around and shit. And then, by the time I got, got to moving in the streets and shit, I got the notification that Shador finally got picked in the 5th round. Crazy, 5th round, but we gonna talk about it. We gonna talk about all that, man. But y'all know this is the Hova Report, another Hova Report. I'm gonna bring you all kind of topics and update y'all on everything. We got a lot of topics today, and we gonna get into everything. Oh, hold on, what the hell? What the hell? Leave my reaction. Here we go. Man, what is going on? Damn, we can't see my reactions. What the hell is going on here? Oh, that's why. Man, what the hell? Bruh, this shit blowing me. Pause. We can't see my reaction screen now. I'm trying to do all this other shit. Let me know if y'all can see this. This shit is wild. No. Man, this shit is bunk. Say we can't see anything yet. Alright, how about now? Can't see my face, but can y'all see the How about now, Ohio Tigers? All right, y'all can't see my face in the corner, but fuck it. We're gonna have to do it like this, man. I don't know what the hell going on with this shit. All right, but C.J. Stroud gets another stud weapon, and Jaden Higgins. Jaden Higgins, I was high on. I definitely wanted my Commanders to get him if we did take a receiver. Uh, Shit, he was picked before we got a chance to pick. But look at this, man. Look at this dude weapons. He shouldn't have no complaints, no excuses this year. He got more than enough weapons. Nico, Tank Dell, Christian Kirk, Jaden Higgins. Even though Tank Dell may not play this season, I want to say they got another wide receiver too. And I know they drafted mad wide receivers. The Texans did. So we shouldn't hear no complaints about from the Houston Texans, man. They are loaded. Let's check out this guy reaction to Shador, man. I'm trying to, I don't know what's going on. Why my shit looking like this?
Want it? Shador, here it is.
This is all he wanted for his birthday.
Pittsburgh Steelers select Derek Herman. Oh my God! No way we got. You called that too, though.
There's no way his reaction like that. And then you look at the TV, everybody that's a Steelers fan is happy at the pick. They should have been looking just like him, because I would have been like, what the hell? We drafted D tackle with the first round knowing we need a quarterback? And what's crazy is they going to ride with Mason Rudolph and Will Howard. That's crazy when you could have got Shador. I think Derek Harmon would have been there in the second round. Shout out to my Commanders, man. Commanders assistant GM Lance Newmark says they've been monitoring veteran free agency pass rushers throughout the draft process. Zadarius Smith can be a name to watch, in my opinion, as Washington legitimate interest in him at the trade deadline. Von Miller is also a free agent. Commanders also had interest in Bengals star Trey Hendrickson. I'm still interested in Trey Hendrickson. We can't get him. I'll be okay with Zadarius Smith. He still got some ball in him, but I think Von Miller is done. I'm cool on Von Miller. Don't want Von Miller. You know what I'm saying? I'll take Zadarius Smith over Von Miller. But by any chance, if we can get Trey Hendrickson, you know what I'm saying, we can trade maybe a second round pick for him, and then, we're going to have to re-sign him, I will get Trey Hendrickson. That's about the only hole that we didn't fill on this roster is an edge rusher. He said that's like having a Hellcat with no engine. Raider Wire, who we talking about? Are we talking about Von Miller? Man, and shout out to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Bucs' new D-tackle duo is 811 pounds. God damn, boy. If that's a lot of fat. The Bucs' new defensive tackle duo, Vita Vea and Desmond Watson, amounts to 811 pounds of manpower. Vea 347 pounds, Watson 464 pounds. The Bucs may be the most well-equipped team to stop the tush push. Damn, that is true. He said trading for DK just to have a quarterback is crazy. Hey, man. Not to have a quarterback is crazy. Facts. That's definitely fact. He about to be upset over there, too. Him, you just imagine him and George Pickens mad at the same fucking time with they temperament. Yeah, that's sick. But yeah, man, look at this picture, man. Just these two dudes side by side. Oh my gosh, man. Just think of the outside edge rushers who gonna have the advantage because either you gonna have to double team these dudes, which both of them do. You would have to double team both of these dudes because they can fill in so many gaps. They got speed. Man, that's just gonna be crazy. Them two on the field at the same time. You trying to run? You can't even run through the gaps. No A gap, no B gap, no C gap. Everything is to the fucking outside. Man, you have to stretch plays all day. Damn. Do we? And yeah, we played. I think we played Tampa Bay. Two crash outs, no QB, man. Try to tell you, man. Man, Steelers, I don't know what's going on. I don't know who their GM is, but that just don't make no sense, man. That don't make no sense not to get a quarterback. Now you back in quarterback purgatory again when you had Ben Roethlisberger. You waited on him for too long, all the way up until he was washed. Then you have Mason Rudolph. Boo-boo. Kenny Pickett. Boo-boo. Then you not only get one quarterback, you get two quarterbacks in Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. You drop the ball on them two, bringing them two back. I know they didn't want Russell Wilson back, but you dropped the ball by benching Justin Fields to where he didn't want to come back. Now you don't have neither of those quarterbacks. So you back from square one, bringing back Mason Rudolph, who's a bum. You got Will Howard that's okay. He was only good because all the weapons that he had around him in that offense in Ohio State. So let's see what this going to be, man. It's interesting to see. Just think, not Kenny Pickett, George Pickens, DK Metcalf, Pat Firemouth. They got them a damn good running back in Dylan Sampson. That's if you just stuck Shador right there, man, be solid. Who else they got? Calvin Austin. They got some players, but nobody to get them the ball. Man, this right here, man, this been a talk of the town all weekend. Come to find out, is defensive coordinator Jeff Albrecht's son who was behind the Shador prank call. If you don't know who Jeff Albrecht is, he was just the Jets' interim head coach, been a defensive coordinator, former linebacker. So, story is he left his iPad unattended to. His son got some numbers out, wrote the numbers down, and was prank calling players. Most popular player they called was Shador. But Shador wasn't the only player that they called. It's just that his story came out because he was, the most televised player and pretty much the most anticipated player that we was waiting to get drafted. That it took 3 days for this guy to get drafted. So Jax Albrecht, the son of Falcons defensive coordinator Jeff Albrecht, has issued an apology pranking Shador Sanders. Jackson Albrecht, the 21-year-old son of the defensive coordinator Jeff Albrecht, unintentionally came across draft contact phone numbers for Shador off an open iPad while visiting his parents' home and wrote the numbers down to later conduct a prank call. Jeff Albrecht was unaware. Yeah, man. This right here ain't cool. Not cool at all. I mean, I don't think the father should be punished for this, for his son's stupidity. But at the same time, you got to be more careful, especially with the information you got. Yeah, you thinking your son wouldn't do something just such stupid and dumb. But at the same time, 21 years old, he's still a kid. He's still a kid. You know, youngsters gonna do young people shit. But you have to be more careful, man. You got to be more careful, especially when you got sensitive information like that. And they trust you with that sensitive information. Like, you're not even the person who's going to be giving a call to the players, but you got their contact. So you supposed to be keeping that close to you, and you let that get out like that. So now from here going forward, if you're not a GM, you're not a president, you're not an assistant GM, you're not an owner, you're not a head coach, they shouldn't even be giving you the numbers from here on out. Oh, I already read this one. It's just a different. From DoorDash driver to second round pick. Damn, this is crazy. This is just like, what's old boy name? Revel Jr. that the Cowboys pick up. He was a former Amazon worker. Went to East Carolina for a tryout and became a second round pick. But Demetrius Knight Jr. went from being a DoorDash driver in college to a second round pick. Knight Jr., who was selected by the Bengals Friday night, says he used to drive for DoorDash after his college games to support his baby daughter. We were not making very much at Charlotte, being a smaller school, so everything we were getting was going directly to our rent on a third floor apartment. We just had a small Jeep Compass that got us around, got us to and from, and we needed some extra funds just to be able to survive to get to the next month. There's no easy, quick way to make money when you're playing football. Going to class and also trying to raise a baby, Knight said, I was going to go back home until I made sure that she had milk to drink and we had something that we can eat until I get back into the facility. Knight Jr., 24, ended up transferring from Charlotte to South Carolina for his senior season, and he's now grateful that he doesn't have to worry about his family lacking any money. Part of that emotion from last night was where we won't have to do that anymore. Knight Jr. will now look to help solidify the Bengals linebacker unit. Man, shout out. Shout out. Now, I'm not blaming his father's shrimp life. I said the father shouldn't be punished for his son's stupidity, but at the same time, his dad shouldn't even be having no contact information to any player since he's not the one making the calls. He's not the one making the call saying, yeah, we're going to take you with this draft pick, our next draft pick. So he shouldn't have anybody contact, period. But now going forward, since this came out, and he was not, what's the word I'm looking for? He was not careful with the sensitive information that he had, like players' info, contact info. Going forward, they might if you're not a president, a GM, assistant GM, head coach, owner, they may not even give you the opportunity to have players contact going forward. But shout out to this guy, man, because this is a lot. This is a lot right here. Know what I'm saying? You going to school, you going to practice, you doing DoorDash just for your kid to have milk. And I feel this wholeheartedly because when I went back to school to try to play football, that was hard to manage. Having a fresh baby girl, know what I'm saying? Working a job, playing football, going back to school, all the shit that I was into, what made me ultimately quit playing football because that was a hard juggle. That was a hard juggle, man, to do. Know what I'm saying? So I salute to this guy because he stuck through it. He made it. He made it happen. He transferred. I know he probably got a little chilly from transferring from Charlotte to South Carolina because now players can get paid. But this sound like prior to the NIL, this was a lot of people's stories right here. But shout out to him for sticking it through. Everybody don't get NIL money. Exactly, Easy Money. He's a DC. Why would he have any contact? He's not the one making the calls. He said, I seen that shit you posted about Dylan Gabriel. What'd I say? That he got picked before Shador? Shit, Shador better than Dylan Gabriel. Dylan Gabriel had top tier offensive line and weapons, better weapons than Shador had. As far as better player though, Dylan is not better. Put him on Colorado and see how good he would be. Shout out to Gabe Taylor. Gabe Taylor, the younger brother of the late Sean Taylor, will attend the Commanders mini camp, per Jack Russell. Shout out. I've been hearing this. This has been the talk of the town. This has been every Washington Commander content creator been talking about this. But when I first heard about Gabe Taylor, I thought the Eagles, it was an article that came out that said the Eagles had signed him as an undrafted free agent. And I'm like, what? And I even posted it on my story like, man, how the hell we not bring him in? But then like a few hours later, this story came out. So I'm like, I wonder if the Eagle shit is true, which it was true. They did, but he declined. He declined a contract with the Eagles as an undrafted free agent just to come as a walk-on and try to come on as a walk-on to make the Commander squad just to play for the Commanders like his brother did. So shout out to him. Gabriel, the face of the Browns. He said Shador had more receivers drafted. Yeah, because he made them look good, bro. He made them look good. And what made, like, them dudes, they didn't get drafted. They were undrafted free agents. Undrafted, bro. And then the Ducks wide receivers went undrafted too. Thank you, Ohio Ties. We got a lot of Commander news, y'all, so y'all bear with me. Y'all. DC and the Commanders are set to announce a $3 billion agreement on Monday, making morning to construct a new football stadium at the RFK Stadium site, according to Conti Deal. Expect to hear the announcement at 11 a.m. That was yesterday, y'all. I watched that. You know what I'm saying? They need a couple more people to be on board before they go ahead and tear this stadium down and build another one. Plans for a new stadium in 2030. I can't wait, man. That shit gonna be lit. Definitely gonna be one of the best stadiums. They already got the renderings up. Definitely gonna be a Super Bowl destination. They talking about building apartments and shopping and all of that other stuff around too. A parking lot that holds 8,000 parking spots along with tailgating. So I'm here for it, man. We definitely need a new stadium. Our current stadium has been up since 1997, so we are due. You know what I'm saying? In almost 30 years since we've been at that stadium. Everybody else been getting a new stadium except for us. So bring the team back to DC. That's what they want to do, and I'm here for it. Any Bronco fans up in here? Because we got breaking news, man. This dude got another significant injury. That dude is Dre Greenlaw. Broncos linebacker Dre Greenlaw suffered a torn quadricep while working out and could miss a significant amount of time in 2025 season. Recovery from a quadricep tear can take up to several months if surgery is required. If no surgery is required, Greenlaw can get back in a matter of weeks. Greenlaw, 27, signed a 3-year, $31.5 million deal with the Browns in free agency. Greenlaw was just working his way back from an Achilles tear he suffered in Super Bowl 58. So, he tore his Achilles. We seen that when they lost to the Chiefs. 49ers lost to the Chiefs. The Chiefs' last Super Bowl they won. He missed all of last season. He came back and only played 2 games, and then they shut him down because they figured our season is over. You just getting back. We don't want to jeopardize you getting hurt again. And then this guy tears his quadricep working out. That is crazy. That is crazy. After getting a new deal. When you think this dude is healthy enough for you to sign him to your organization, you like what he brings, you like his skill set, and then working out, he tears his quad. I want to know if it's on the same leg as the Achilles, because if he do need surgery, he might be done, man. It's going to take him probably another year just to heal that leg completely after all the wearing and tearing he doing on it just to get back healthy. But hopefully he don't need surgery, man. He can get back in a matter of weeks, because this right here this is a morale killer right here. This can, you know what I'm saying, kill your confidence trying to get back. Shout out to Ray Robinson. What up, bro? He said, my Patriots cooked in the draft. We coming back. Hey, shout out, man. The Patriots did do their thing. Marlo Bansfield said, salute Hove. He said, I don't care what they talking about. They not us. All love. Fact. Yeah, man. The Patriots did their thing in the draft, man. Y'all got my boy Travion Henderson, man. That's a big plus right there. That's a big plus. I can't wait for fantasy football, man. Definitely gonna have him on my fantasy team. Former Raiders wide receiver Hunter Renfrow is signing with the Panthers, making his return to the NFL after a year away. The ex-Pro Bowler and Clemson star joins his hometown team as Carolina as a post-draft deal done by MGC Sports. I think this is good for Bryce Young, having a dude elusive like Hunter Renfrow in the slot. I think this will work right here. I see this potentially being an Adam Thielen replacement once Adam Thielen hangs it up. I want to say Adam Thielen, maybe about 33, 34, 35, somewhere up in there. Uh, Hunter Winfro, I definitely like his route running. I definitely like the way he can get open. This is good right here, especially for a young quarterback like Bryce Young. Good pickup. Updated draft details. So this is who the Browns got for the pick for them trading back to the Jacksonville Jaguars for them to come up and draft Travis Hunter. So an updated look at the 2025 NFL Draft Day trade between the Browns and the Jaguars. Jaguars receive Travis Hunter. But Shaw Tootin, I definitely wanted him too if he was available in the in the 6th round, maybe 4th to 6th round, because Commanders didn't have any 5th round picks. So he was taking though, but this is a good home run hitter right here. He just don't hold on to the ball. You feel me? Got a fumbling problem, but he fast as hell. He's probably the fastest running back in the whole draft. And Rayon Lane III, safety out of Navy. Browns receive Mason Graham, Quishon Judkins. Oh no, Dylan Sampson went to the Browns. Damn. So who did the? No, I think the Steelers got. I know what running back they got. But Dylan Sampson went to the Browns. That's two good running backs right there. And then they have Jacksonville next year's 1st round pick. So that's not a bad swap to me. You got the best D tackle in the whole draft, and then you got 2 of the top 10 running backs in the draft. And then you still got next year 1st round pick. And if Jacksonville don't do dilly squat this year, that will be an early 1st round pick. But we know Jacksonville, we don't think they're going to turn it around like that. So this is already somewhat a mid 1st round pick. You know what I'm saying? It could go up, it could go down. But all in all, you got 2 1st round picks. So I like this pick right here. I fuck with this pick right here. Just to give up, pretty much you just really giving up Travis Hunter. Because Tootin is going to play behind ETN and Bigsby. Rayon Lane, I don't know if he gonna be a starter or not, but you got 2 potential starters in Mason Graham and Quishon Judkins. Know what I'm saying? And then you got Dylan Sampson that's not a bad backup. You let go of Nick Chubb. I'm not sure who you got on that depth chart as far as running backs, but you got 2 1st round. To me, this is 1st round talent at running back. So shout out to the Browns. They did their big one on that trade. Yeah, the Browns just can't win Ohio ties, but on paper this is a good trade. They'll find a way to fuck it off, but GM finally did something good. Panthers signing wide receiver Mushin Muhammad III, son of long-time Carolina wide receiver. And if y'all old enough to have watched Mushin Muhammad was a dog for Minnesota. For Carolina. He used to wear 87. Played on the other side of Steve Smith. Mushin was hard. This is tight right here, though. They picked his son up. Said with Dylan Gabriel, they'll win. Easy money like the Trove, man. Oh, shit. You said with Dylan Gabriel, they'll win. Dylan Gabriel got to win. He got to beat Old Man Flacco, Kenny Pickett. I'm pretty sure Shador can beat all them dudes. He said Travis finna hurt most of the year. Watch when he run into a motherfucker like Derrick Henry. Hey, man, don't run into a motherfucker like Derrick Henry. You better make a business decision. The countdown is on to the next NFL draft. And it's in Pittsburgh.
Draft coming here to the city of Pittsburgh.
The Steelers are on the clock.
April 23rd through 25th. Shout out Pittsburgh. I gotta make my way to one of these drafts, man. The draft that I was gonna go to was 2020 when it was in Las Vegas, and then COVID hit. Fucked it up. I was gonna take Noah to the draft for his birthday. That draft 2020 draft fell on his birthday, so he was turning 8. So I just made him a draft party here and made it seem like he was getting drafted and shit. But I rather would have took him to that so he can get the experience. But yeah, that was the year we took Chase Young, and he wanted to go so bad because he loved Chase Young's out of Ohio State. Former Jets GM Joe Douglas says he was dead set on drafting running back Jahmyr Gibbs in the 2023 NFL Draft. We were dead set on Jahmyr Gibbs. We were taking Jahmyr Gibbs. Yeah, we were taking Jahmyr Gibbs just because we were going to go just upload on weapons. The Lions ended up taking him at 12, 3 spots before the Jets at 15. New York ended up taking D lineman Mike McDonald IV.
Aaron who?
Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if you've heard of him, but yeah, we just traded for Aaron. So in that trade, we fought picks with Green Bay. We went from 13 to 15, and so we were absolutely dead set. And I was prepared to take the heat at the time, but we were dead set on Jahmyr Gibbs. We were taking Jahmyr Gibbs.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we were taking Jahmyr Gibbs just because we were going to go. Let's just load up on weapons, man. Like this guy is not just a running back. As everyone sees now, he's not just a runner. This guy's a weapon out of the backfield in the pass game. So we were 100%. We didn't think anyone was going to take him probably until the 20s, and then Detroit.
Ohio Ties, you and Easy Money going at it, huh? QBU. Oregon QBU? I won't say all that. Name me the best quarterback ever in the league coming out of Oregon. Might just be Justin Herbert. That's it. Texans DN Will Anderson Jr. spoke extremely highly about new Cowboys lineman Tyler Booker, his former Alabama teammate. He is a mauler. He wants to be the best, said Will the other day. Wherever he ends up, he's going to change that team, change the program, that O-line.
And great character guy, but I think he has all the attributes you need to play the offensive line position. He's a mauler. He loves to finish blocks. His leadership skills, his mentality. He wants to be the best, and he's really hard on himself. And, I'm kind of the same way, and that's what builds you up. That's what makes you know who you are. And he has all those things, man, and I can't say enough good things about him, man. And wherever he end up, he's going to change that team, change that program, and change the offensive line for sure.
Said the QB that started the first game for the Commanders last season. What? Easy money. What are you talking about? The QB that started the first game for the Commanders last season. Jaden Daniels, what about him? You think Phil's going to do the Jets? I'm rooting for the kid. Remember watching him Netflix series when he was in high school. I think he going to be all right. They got a good offensive line. You know, they didn't pick up offensive linemen this draft, last draft. You got Garrett Wilson. You got Braylon Allen. You got Brees Hall. They got them a tight end. They should be good, man. They should be good. We're gonna see. Marcus Mariota didn't start first game. What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, that's the best player. That's the best quarterback from Oregon, though. You right. I forgot all about Mariota. That's the best quarterback that ever came out of Oregon. To ever come out of Oregon. Marcus Mariota. We about to get to that right now, Shrimp Life. Final draft grades. Y'all ready for this? All right. So the Saints got a D+. The Giants got an A. They picked up Abdul Carter, Jackson Dart, Darius Alexander, Cam Scatterbo. Falcons got a B. Jaylon Walker, James Pierce, Xavier Watts, Billy Bowman Jr. Cowboys got an A. Tyler Booker. I thought Donovan Ezeraku went to the Ravens. Damn, the Cowboys got him? Siobhan Revel Jr. That's who I was telling y'all about earlier, the former Amazon employee. And Jadon Blue, running back out of Texas. Jacksonville got an A-. Travis Hunter, Caleb Ranshaw, Wyatt Millum, Bersal Tutton, Jack Kaiser. Patriots, A+, Will Campbell, Travion Henderson, Kyle Williams, Jared Wilson, Craig Woodson, Joshua Farmer. I really like the way the Patriots drafted. Patriots is probably like within the top 3, top 5. You know what I'm saying? Definitely close to top 3 though, as far as winning in the draft. Steelers with a C. Derek Harmon, Caleb Johnson from Iowa. That's who I was thinking about. Him, I was getting him and Dylan Sampson mixed up, but I knew whatever running back they had wore black and yellow, and that's Iowa. So Jack Sawyer, Will Howard. Good players, but the C is kind of tough. Cleveland Browns with a B. Mason Graham, Carson Swearinger, Quinshawn Judkins, Harold Fannin Jr., Dylan Gabriel, Dylan Sampson, Shador Sanders. They got a B+. I like this outside of Dylan Gabriel. I like these players though. I say Browns is in the top 5 because the capital they got back in return. Let me read off everybody else. I really like the way we drafted too though. And if we taking into account our draft picks that we traded for the players that we got back, I really like us in the top 3. You got to think we gave up a lot of draft capital for Deebo Samuels, Laramie Tunsil, and Marshawn Lattimore. You know what I'm saying? Then we picked up another shutdown corner in Trey Olmos. We got another lineman And what's my boy name from from Oregon. Damn, I can't think of nobody's name, bro. My boy from Oregon. Josh Connerly. Here we go. Josh Connerly. I really like him too. He's a baller. But let me look up the rest of these teams. I know you're willing to see ready to see those Raiders Shrimp Life. Know you want to see how them Raiders did. I really like the Raiders draft too. I really think y'all did well with that Ashton Genty. I did not. I mean, it was a possibility he went to y'all. I thought he was gonna be gone before he got to y'all though. I really like the Ravens. The Ravens, they got Malachi Starks to already play in that good secondary that they got. They got Mike Green. They got them edge rusher. They got Emory Jones out of LSU, another O lineman. Teddy Buchanan, Carson Vincent from Alabama AMU. So they got more blockers for Lamar Jackson. Think they should have went better with wide receivers, but hey, I guess they good with DeAndre Hopkins and Zay Flowers and what's the other one name? Man, why I can't think of nobody fucking name right now? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Number 7. I like Carolina picks, but all in all, I'm a go ahead and say that the Patriots and the Cleveland Browns are my favorites so far for winning the draft. Let me. Yeah, Giants did their thing too. But Giants should have took Shador. If Russell Wilson played anything, Bateman, there we go, Rashad Bateman. I'm not impressed by the Giants quarterback. I think the Giants should have definitely took Shador. Yeah, they got Abdul Carter, and that defense is gonna be scary. That to a defense that was already scary. You got Malik Neighbors, but you already had a set defense already, so you should have took Shador, and then you already in the top 3 picks. So second round, you could have got you another edge rusher. You didn't have to go Abdul Carter, but you could have went somebody else that would have been just as good. But hey, what do the Giants know? Yeah, and they traded back in the first round to get Jackson Dart. I mean, Jackson Dart is a big quarterback, but I don't know. We gonna see. We definitely gonna see. So I like the move. I like the moves the Cowboys made. I like the moves the Giants made outside of Jackson Dart, and I like the moves that we made. So Abdul Carter went number 3. Cowboys picked Tyler Booker because they need to shore up that line because they got to play the Giants 2 times a year. They got to play us. They got to play the Eagles. So you already know the Eagles is killers in the trenches. Now, the Giants is going to be killer in the trenches because they was already there. And then we picked up Josh Connerly. We didn't need another tackle, but since Abdul Carter went to the Giants, we picked up a kid who Abdul Carter had his worst game against. Josh Connerly, athletic, D tackle, offensive tackle, used to play running back too, so he know how to run, he know how to pull, he runs fluid in space when it comes to pulling. So we got to play against Jalen Carter's and the Eagles. We got to play against Michael Parsons. Now we got to play against Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, Abdul Carter. So I like the counter moves that we made. Then the Giants went in the first round and got Jackson Dart. Who knows Jackson Dart better than the cornerback who played against him every day in practice, Trey Amos, which we picked up in the second round. So I like what we did. I like how we drafted. I like the strategic moves that Adam Peters did, but then I like also how the Cowboys moved. I like how the Giants moved. So it's definitely going to be some phase in the NFC East this year. You know what I'm saying? No cap. I think all of us going to be duking it out to two teams is coming out the division for sure going to the playoffs. I'm just anxious to see what two teams that's going to be. It might be three. We know the Eagles going to be there. I got my Commanders going back, but let's see who's going to duke it out between the Giants and the Cowboys. Panthers have reportedly added veteran Hunter Renfrow, signed undrafted free agent Moose Muhammad. So this is their linebacker room. You got Ted McMillan, Xavier Legette, old man Adam Thielen, Hunter Renfrow. You got Jimmy Horn Jr. from Colorado, and Musa Muhammad III. You still got Jalen Coker, and I'm not sure who this other guy is, but okay. Right now, look like an okay room. We definitely gonna have to see what they do on that field because they got to play against teams like Atlanta's secondary is solid, and they added 2 edge rushers. They got to play against the Saints, and then they got to play against Tampa Bay. So just look good right now. And they getting my boy Bryce Young some weapons. They need to get him a good line. Definitely like the way Carolina drafted though. An Alabama fan prank called Texas wide receiver Isaiah Bond, telling him he was going to get drafted by the Falcons. Told y'all Shador wasn't the only one that got prank called.
Isaiah,
Yes, sir.
what's going on?
It's going good right now. What about yourself?
Pretty good. It's Terry from the Atlanta Falcons.
Yes, sir. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Isaiah. I'm gonna give the phone to Arthur Blank right now, but we're gonna put the pick in.
Yes, sir. That's good. That's good news. That's good news. Hey, you're getting a ball and just know that I'm coming to work.
Roll Tide, Isaiah. Roll Tide.
Yes, sir. Roll Tide.
Damn. They got him to say roll tide before hanging up on him. Damn, that's fucked up. He went undrafted, bro. Damn. That he must be having some real issues with them allegations he got, man. Shout out to him though. And look at this right here, man. Look at this. This is what the world champion Philadelphia Eagles consist of. Their current roster. You got Georgia and Alabama alums. You got Jalen Carter, Lewis Sin. When did they get Lewis Sin? D tackle Jordan Davis, Nakobe Dean, Samel Mondon Jr., Aziz Ojolari. They did get Aziz Ojolari. Keely Ringo, Keely Ringo ain't really been panning out, though. Nolan Smith Jr., you got Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, Landon Dickerson, Cameron Latu, Eli Ricks. Damn, y'all got Eli Ricks too. Jahad Campbell, Tyler Steen, and Byron Young. Damn. Whole team damn near SEC, man. You can't spell Eagles without the AG, man. Damn. Oh my gosh, dog. We let this man do this shit again. Goddamn, bruh. Got him another Bama. Hey, Ohio Ties, did y'all draft anybody from Georgia this year? That's crazy. That is crazy. Watch, when people start getting the hang of what he doing, they gonna start drafting all the Georgia and Alabama players. Watch, he start getting the LSU players. That's crazy. He said yes. Hey, man, this is a sad story right here, man. Shout out to Derek Carr, man. I don't know if we be giving Derek Carr shit. You know, Derek Carr is a solid quarterback. He do play hard. We just know him from being injury prone. He said, yeah, we did. Who y'all draft from Georgia this year? Philly a problem every year, man. But Saints quarterback Derek Carr said he rushed his wife to the emergency room for a miscarriage when they were scheduled to visit a New Orleans doctor for his shoulder surgery. We don't just have 4 babies, we have 5. One is in heaven. We'll get to meet the other one when we get to heaven, Carr said. Carr said they didn't know his wife was pregnant. We've been taking care of our family. If it's going to be faith, family football, then it's going to be faith, family football, no matter what the situation is. Prayers for the Carr family.
To see your wife like that. And they come in, great news, you are completely fine. We're like, what? But what is happening? Like, so we're thankful, right? We're celebrating. Like, yes, like all we've prayed is that she would be okay. But what we didn't know, which came to a complete shock and surprise to us, is that we had a miscarriage. I didn't, she did. We had a miscarriage and we didn't know we had a baby. So now we're hit with this and this emotional toll of, wait, we had a child? And so I don't just have 4 babies, we have 5. One is in heaven. We have 3 little boys, a little girl, and we'll get to meet the other one when we get to heaven someday. But I say all that to say, let's be a people that doesn't judge and point out and just think the worst when you don't really know what people are going through. Amen? And so we've been taking care of our family. And that's, if it's going to be faith, family football, then it's going to be faith, family football, no matter what the situation is. Amen?
That's right. Football comes last, bro. Faith is first, family right after that. Football will always be the last resort, bro. Take care of your family. Take care of your wife. Shout out to Derek Carr. Football ain't everything, bro. And everybody need to be supportive of that. No, I always took Derek Carr as a man to care about his teammates, people first, and football after that. That right there is tough. That right there is tough, man. Give him some grace, y'all. You feel me? We all be so critical of people. On the football field because either play for our favorite team or we got them in fantasy and then we pick them. We bet on these players. And we bet for them to perform or we want them to perform a certain way. And sometimes these dudes just be dealing with shit bigger than football, man. And, we stone these dudes based off their performance, but we don't really know what the fuck they be going through, man. They normal people just like us, man. They just, they just on our TV every week. You feel me? But they normal people just like us and go through shit just like us. And some of these dudes don't know how to handle shit like that. You feel me? Some people just don't know how to handle shit like that. Multiple NFL owners told their front office to take Shedeur Sanders off their draft board, per Boomer Esiason. He torpedoed himself. His attitude off the field at the combine, his dad didn't help him. I don't want this entitled person on my team. And Tiny was talking about this yesterday on his stream. And I'm going to just reiterate what I said. Deion did not help this situation being on $1 million worth of game. And then the viral clip was made when he was like, yeah, when he get drafted by certain teams, it's going to be, we ain't going there. We ain't doing that. Then it was a list of teams that Deion would allow him to go to. And it was the 5 teams that Deion played for: Atlanta, Frisco, Dallas, Washington, Baltimore. And they asked him, what you gonna do if a team that draft him and it's not so good? And he was like, we gonna do it Eli. Him saying that right there already rubbed the other GMs the wrong way, because the 5 teams he named are all contenders. But those 5 teams that he named don't need quarterbacks. Atlanta, you got Kirk Cousins, Michael Penix. San Francisco, you got Brock Purdy. Dallas, you got Dak Prescott, who's about to make $90 million this year. Washington, you got a brand new quarterback there, Jaden Daniels. And then you got the MVP, Lamar Jackson, in Baltimore. So those teams don't need your son. So what about the loser teams that need a quarterback that's looking to take your son? Not only do we take your son, now we got to deal with you not wanting your son be here, and now we got to deal with you too. That's what these owners and shit talking about, man. It's not just that he wasn't good enough. It's just that off the field persona. And Deion can say that because Deion is that dude, but your son is not you, Deion. Your son is not an undeniable first round pick. Your son is not an undeniable first round talent. Yes, he's good. He's better than, these other quarterbacks that went before him. This was a weak quarterback draft class. But yes, your son stick out because he's better than the rest. But that right there, and then your son thinking that he's going in, and I'm hearing that he went into these interviews and he tanked them on purpose just because he didn't want to go there. So him tanking those interviews with the teams he did interview with, the word got out like, oh no, this is what y'all don't want. You feel me? And it went to all the other teams. So that's why he went in the 5th round, man. So this right here was a humbling experience, and hopefully he can check his ego, because ain't no fucking way he should have went in the 5th round. Ain't no way, bruh. And I love the Sanders family, but sometime, shit, you gotta be humble. You gotta be humble sometime, bro. When you smelling yourself and you just know you that nigga, God find ways to humble you. And this right here is very humbling, especially after that prank call too. And you got all the cameras rushing up to you, and it's a prank call and shit. Like this dude draft day was documented, dog, and it's probably the worst shit ever in his life, because for the first time he probably felt like he wasn't good enough. Like, my wife don't ever care about the draft. Ain't never even asked a question about none of the drafts, and I've been with her 20 years. But this year, she was like, every hour, why they not picking him? Why he ain't been picked yet? What round is it? That's crazy. That's crazy. And you see that this got the most views ever in the fucking 5th round, y'all. Day 3 got the most views ever. That's crazy. Yeah, black people always got to be humble because we don't have that power. We don't own no teams. How many black owners is in the NFL? How many majority black owners is in the NFL? Got to play the game. The Cowboys are interested in potential reuniting with the former wide receiver Amari Cooper, per Nick Harris. While attention is still devoted to the trade market, so is the availability of veteran free agents. Intriguing options remain unsigned, such as Keenan Allen, Nelson Aguilar, and Robert Woods. Robert Woods just got signed yesterday to the Pittsburgh. However, there's building team interest in bringing free agent Amari Cooper back for a reunion in Dallas, according to a Star Telegram team source. So this thing with me, y'all should have never got rid of him in the first place. Should have never got rid of Amari Cooper in the first place. Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb was balling together, man. Y'all sent him to Cleveland. This dude somehow lost his confidence. No, still balled, but he wasn't himself, man. And to me, he don't take me as a person that's mentally strong like that. You know, great player, but it seems like he checks out a lot. And him leaving Dallas, he just never got back on track, man. But if you can afford him, go ahead and get him. Just remember, you got to sign that star by the name of Michael Parsons. I will get him out of the way before I do anything else. Because now you just had a draft, and you got to sign all these draft picks to this money. You better see what you got left before you go get a guy like Amari Cooper. Because Amari Cooper is still a $20 million, $25 million a year guy. He's not making CeeDee Lamb money, but he's still going to cost you some chili. Let's listen to Colin Cowherd, man. I feel like LA Rams took Atlanta to the cleaners.
What Les Snead just did. So they traded with the Falcons. They get their second round pick, which is pick 46, and they get next year's Falcons 1.
Wow. And that will be a top 15 pick.
You would think that seems to trade up to get James Pierce.
Holy shnikes.
I think that's insane.
Holy
I don't understand
shnikes.
I can't wrap my mind around it.
You just
I'm going to
got
start saying that.
Atlanta's first round pick for James Pierce.
You don't trade a future first round pick to trade up for a player in the 20s. That can't happen.
Again, I feel like Cleveland took Jacksonville to the cleaners, and I feel like the Rams took Atlanta to the cleaners. Jesus. In a bad draft for the 5th best edge rusher.
Yeah. Fleeced. Oh, hold on. Let me go back. Colin Cowherd says Rams fleeced the Falcons by landing a 2026 first round pick for James Pierce Jr. I feel like LA took Atlanta to the cleaners in a bad draft for the 5th best edge rusher. Do you agree? Falcons gave the Rams a second round pick for a chance to use their first rounder a year earlier and got a third back with it. Falcons have 2 number ones this year. The Rams have 2 number ones next year. Pretty even spread in my opinion. But no. We gonna see, dog. We gotta see how these players plan out before we talk like that. But it's definitely good if the player that you want is taken already, and then the next player that you looking at is still on the board and still can possibly be on the board by the time you be able to pick in the second round, and you can get a first round pick for him for next year. Why not? Why not? With that next pick for next year, the Rams probably can get a better quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Just say the Falcons win 6, 7 games this year, 8 games, and now they picking, anywhere from 13 to 15 next year. The Rams is in a good position to get them a quarterback to potentially replace Matt Stafford when Matt Stafford decides to hang it up. That'll be a good pick for a succession plan right there. And then you got, if the Rams are anything good like they was last year, which they will be, and they picking in the 20s again, you get your quarterback in the mid rounds, and then you get another player to either protect him or get him a weapon or add to that young core defense in the late end of the first round. So it's a win for the Rams right here. And then you still got your 2 second-round picks that you picked in 2025. So shout out to them, man. This is where the GMs get paid for right here. Tyler Booker has been traded to the Lakers. Notable players who went undrafted. You got Antonio Gates, Tony Romo, Kurt Warner, James Harrison, Rod Smith, Priest Holmes, Adam Vinatieri, Wes Welker, Jason Peters, Warren Moon. Damn, some Hall of Famers on his list that went undrafted. Crazy. Shit, Warren Moon played like 20 years. Jason Peter played 20 years. Wes Welker, probably one of the best slot receivers of all time. James Harrison is a beast. Rod Smith was a beast. Kurt Warner's a Hall of Famer. Antonio Gates is a Hall of Famer. Adam Vinatieri is a Hall of Famer. Then you got Priest Holmes. Priest Holmes was on top of the rushing game for like 2-3 years with the Chiefs. Like I reported earlier, the Steelers are signing former Texans wide receiver Robert Woods to a 1-year, $2 million deal. Woods, 33, caught 20 passes for 203 receiving yards in 15 games last season. This might be the last stop for Robert Woods. Shout out to him. Robert Woods is an LA legend. Sarah High School, USC. Been in the league for some time now. One more stop for him. Hopefully he can contribute. The future just keep getting brighter for the Commander fans. That's for damn sure, baby. The changes over the last 2 years. May 2023, Josh Harris buys Commanders from Dan Snyder. February 24, hired Dan Quinn as head coach. April 24, draft Jaden Daniels with the number 2 pick. January 25, play in their first NFC championship since 1992. April 25, announced plans for new stadium. This dude did more in 2 years than Dan Snyder did in 25 years. Crazy. So we haven't been to an NFC title game in 30 years. We haven't won a playoff game in 20 years, so 2 decades. We ain't been to an NFC title game in 3 decades. And we haven't won a road playoff game in 3 decades. So this dude was able to do this in 2 years of owning the team. That is crazy, man. Keys to the city. Hov, you think Gabe gonna be able to walk in Sean's shoes for y'all? If you can see my face right now, hell no. Hell no. Just size alone, he's undersized for one. He doesn't have. He's good in speed. He got okay speed, but not like his brother. He's not that athletic. Looking at his athletic score, his relatively athletic score, he's okay. But I'll just say give him a shot. I don't expect him to be his brother. His brother was something special. He's nothing like his brother. He doesn't have the speed. He doesn't have the size. He doesn't have the skill set. I watched a couple games at Rice. He's all right. He gets around the ball, but he doesn't take the ball away like his brother. He doesn't. He's not. How can I say this? You're not scheming up for Gabe Taylor like you would Sean Taylor. You making sure where Sean Taylor at all times on that field. You okay with Gabe Taylor on the field? Saying not to shit on the young man. I just don't. His brother was that guy. You feel me? He was one of them ones, and it's hard. It's only a handful of one of them ones at that safety spot. You got Ed Reed. You got Troy Polamalu. You got Brian Dawkins. You got Ronnie Lott, Bob Sanders, Rod Woodson, Charles Woodson. And then you got Sean Taylor, man. So it's hard. You know what I'm saying? Cam Chancellor, them type of dudes. No, they not putting no pressure on him. He's putting the pressure on himself because this is what he been asking for. You feel me? So all we doing is giving him a shot. We giving him what he asked for. We not putting no pressure on him, no. All right, so let's talk about everybody grades. So the Eagles, this is per who is this? Sport News. Who had the best and worst draft classes? Read more about the grades of all 32 teams at the link in our bio. All right, so we're going NFC East first. Eagles get a B. Commanders get a B minus. Cowboys and the Giants get A's. Okay. How we get a B minus, I don't know, but all right. Atlanta get an A minus. The Bucks get a C. Saints get a D. Stupid ass Saints. And the Panthers get an A minus. Shout out to the Carolina Panthers, man. Hopefully they can do something and turn that franchise around, because that shit sucked. The Lions B minus. Giants. Green Bay get a B. Damn, the Bears got a C and the Vikings got a D. Damn. 49ers B plus. Rams B. Seahawks A. And the Cardinals A minus. Shout out to the NFC West. They all got good grades too. Jets B plus. Bills B plus. Dolphins C minus. And the Patriots got an A minus. Shout out to the Patriots. I think the Patriots had one of the better drafts, better than everybody. Houston Texans B minus. Titans got a B. Colts got a C minus. Jacksonville A minus. Ravens A. Bengals C. Steelers A. Browns A. How the Steelers got an A? That's crazy. I think the Bengals did reach for Shamar Stewart when they shouldn't have, but they were just trying to hurry up and secure a defensive end just in case they let go of Trey Hendrickson. So they was desperate because they know they don't have the money for Trey Hendrickson. So they got them a DN just in case they go ahead and trade him. Chiefs got a B plus. Chargers A minus. Raiders got an A. And the Broncos got a B, man. So shout out to the AFC West. All having good grades. So there we go. Hopefully the Raiders can turn that around, man, because they got too much of a loyal fan base for them to be letting y'all down. Said Eagles addressed, he said Steelers addressed everything they needed. Except for quarterback. Yeah, they got Will Howard, but that's not gonna do it. That's not enough. That's not enough. Y'all could have had Shador. The Packers are signing former Giants linebacker Isaiah Simmons to a one-year deal. Simmons, 26, recorded 21 total tackles, 12 solo, 1 forced fumble, 2 pass breakups in 17 games last year. Didn't have the best season last year, but I like Isaiah Simmons. He a baller. I'm not sure if he's a linebacker per se. He is one of those hybrid linebacker, strong safety type dudes, but I think he's better off as safety. I know he's really good at, covering tight ends, but this is a plus right here for Green Bay. Like I said, didn't have the best season last year, so hopefully his production pick up. But I would have loved to have somebody like Isaiah Simmons on my team, just based off of playing against him. I remember him picking us off for a pick 6 in one game where they beat us when we had Sam Howell. You know what I'm saying? Picked us off for a pick 6. Speaking of Sam Howell, he got traded again to the Minnesota Vikings from the Seattle Seahawks. The Browns are signing free agent wide receiver Deontay Johnson to a one-year deal. Johnson, 28, heads to Cleveland after having stints with the Panthers, the Ravens, and the Texans in 2024. This dude played for 3 teams last year. Johnson caught 33 passes for 375 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns in 12 games last season. Mind y'all, before he went to the Panthers, he was traded from Pittsburgh. So this dude played for 4 teams. He was on 4 rosters in the calendar year. He only suited up for 3 teams. But I think this is his last stop right here if he don't get his attitude together, because this dude is a locker room cancer right here. A new NFL draft? Roger Goodell wants to speed things up. During a recent conversation, the NFL commissioner floated the idea of shortening the time teams have to make their picks during the NFL draft, especially the first round. His proposal: drop the clock to 7 minutes per pick with one-time bonus extension if needed. It's a bold idea aimed at tightening the pace of one of the league's biggest spectacles, but raises questions. Will teams feel more pressure to make the right call? Will strategy involve under the tighter deadlines? How will it impact the drama and broadcast appeal of day one? For some fans, the suspense is the thrill. For others, the waiting drags. Goodell's suggestion tries to find the middle ground. One thing's clear: if the NFL tweaks the clock, teams better come prepared. Every second will count. And I am totally with this right here. Everybody be giving Roger Goodell shit. I kind of like the dude. I feel like he's making the game better, except for the fucking kicking rules and the kickoff rules. I don't like it. I don't like the touchback rule, but that's not his rule. That's something that all the teams are voting on, and you know he's just the person that you bring it to, and they all take a vote, and you know whatever the majority vote is, that's what they go with. But I kind of like this proposal right here. You know, in between picks, you hearing a lot of the analysts, you seeing a lot of commercials, and just the suspense be kind of dragging. It'd be too much time in between picks. So the 7 minutes, I like that right there. Some teams that's not prepared, you will know because of the picks they will take. A lot of teams that's unprepared will be taking the best player available instead of going with strategy. I kind of like this right here. I fuck with it. Shout out to Roger Goodell. That is needed. Okay, and then with all the good picks that the Browns did and all the capital they got, they still have a weak-ass wide receiver room. Not much talent on the roster. Worst receiver room in the NFL. Current wide receivers after Judy and Tillman. You got David Bell. You got Michael Woods II, Shamari Thrash, and they just got DeAndre Carter, is a premier return man. Not that much of a wide receiver. The Browns better have more. Better have a move or two coming at the wide receiver position. Currently, the roster consists of Jerry Jeudy, impressive 2024 season, 5th-year breakout, and currently has one great season in 5 years. Cedric Tillman going into year 3. 3 good games in 2 seasons. Missed 6 games with a concussion. David Bell, 41 catches and 3 touchdowns in 3 seasons. Waived last preseason. Added back to practice squad. Suffered a hip injury week 2. Spent 2024 on IR. Jamari Thrash, 5th-round pick last season, already 24 years old, played just 143 snaps in 2024, just 3 catches. Michael Woods II, 6th-round pick in 2022, suffered a torn Achilles in 2023, suspended 6 games for violating personal conduct policy, 12 career catches. DeAndre Carter, 32 years old, primarily a return man. Caden Davis, practice squad. After Judy and Tillman, the Browns' active roster receivers have a combined 56 career catches, 3 touchdowns. Might be the worst receiving room in the NFL. All those good picks they got in return, they picked up 2 running backs when they needed a premier wide receiver out on the other side of Jerry Jeudy. You know what I'm saying? Like we said, Ohio Ties, they're going to find some way to fuck it up, and they already did. This is who Shador got to throw to? My gosh, easy money. This is who Dylan Gabriel got to throw to. This is what Dylan Gabriel got to work with, bro. Jahad Campbell is an absolute beast. Here's the comp against Abdul Carter and Michael Parsons. All right, he's 6'3", 235. Carter is 6'3", 250. Parsons is 6'3", 246. Campbell got an 80 wingspan. Carter got a 79. Parsons got a 78. 40-yard dash. Jahad Campbell runs a 5'2". A 4.52. Carter runs a 4.52. Michael Parsons run a 4.36. Damn, Parsons run a 4.3. Relatively athletic score, a 9.88. They don't have Campbell's relatively athletic score, and Parsons is a 9.59. Jahad Campbell, 5 sacks. Carter, 12 sacks. And Parsons, 5 sacks. Good measurables, for sure. There's somebody that you can you can comp him to. You know, they all around the same size, same build. Wingspan the same. They all around the same speed range, except for Micah Parsons a little bit faster. Relatively athletic scores the same. So we're going to have to see, man. He playing with a lot of dogs over there, so it should be easy for him to just break out off the back. Off the back. But he is a dog, damn sure. For my Niner fans in here, 49ers 6-time Pro Bowl tight end George Kittle has signed a 4-year, $76.4 million contract extension that includes $40 million guaranteed, as he's told, and he is now the most expensive tight end in the league. Shout out to George Kittle, man. He's a baller. The biggest steals from the 2025 draft class. Number 1 is Shedeur Sanders at the 5th round, 144th pick. Secondly is Luther Burden III at the 39th. Jahad Campbell at the 31st. Donovan Ezeraku at 44. Kyle Williams at 69. Malachi Starks at 27. Xavier Watts at 96. Trey Amos at 61. And DJ Giddens at 151. Damn, DJ Giddens went 151? But shout outs. If one of these players fell to your team, shout out, because that's a sleeper. Trey Amos was a 1st round pick. You feel me? He was still available, and we decided to take him instead of taking an edge rusher. So we got us another lockdown corner on the other side. So here we go. Here goes the story, y'all. It's a story I was telling y'all that he was purposely tanking draft interviews at the teams that he didn't want to go to. So it came back to bite him. Shedeur Sanders purposely tanked pre-draft interviews with teams he didn't like, and it rubbed some teams the wrong way, per Jonathan Jones, NFL. At some of those combine meetings with certain teams that maybe Shedeur didn't really want to go to, didn't see himself going to for any number of reasons. Maybe they had a starting QB installed there. I was told that he was more or less sandbagged in those interviews, Jones said. I don't know if he didn't take them seriously, what it was, but he did not give it his all in some of those interviews. Rubbed some teams the wrong way. So, there it is. You playing around. You play around, man. Play silly games, win silly prizes, and you cost yourself a lot of money contract-wise. And before we get up out of here, y'all, this is now the highest paid tight end list in the league. You got George Kittle at 1, Trey McBride at 2, TJ Hawkinson at 3, Dallas Goedert at 4, and Mark Andrews at 5. And what's crazy, 4 and 5 teams are looking to trade them now after giving them all that bread. Man, tight ends is getting chilly now. Some tight ends, shit, is just as good as receivers. Shit. You got to think, he the closest person to the line. He the closest person to the quarterback, so they get just as many targets, just as many receptions as the receivers these days. So now they getting paid just up under receivers, but still getting paid handsomely. Said, where's Kelsey? Kelsey is not in the top 5. Kelsey is probably sitting right outside of the top 5. Said Bowers for the Raiders next. They got about 4 or 5 years for Brock Bowers to be in the top. He just got drafted last season. So he's not getting a contract extension no time soon. Maybe 2-3 years when he's eligible. But as of right now, he's stuck to that rookie deal. Shrimp life. But yeah, man, that's going to do it for me today, man. Appreciate y'all that's up in here. Let me see. Do I got any super chats in here? All right. No super chats. Let me get off this screen. Let me get off this screen. No more for that. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me today. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out of here so I can get in that algorithm. Until I get some more news for y'all, that's gonna be it. Maybe Thursday I will be at Community Thursday. I gotta take this damn computer to AD and have him set up all my stuff. Going forward, I will be multi-streaming on YouTube and on Kick. So if you own Kick, make sure you follow me on Kick at Community Hove. And that's Hove H0V. Make sure you follow me there. I would like for my subscribers to go there mainly because there's more freedom over there. We can react to more stuff over there. I won't be getting copyrighted and all that stuff because day one of the draft I did get copyrighted. So the super chats that I did receive for the draft will not be going to me. YouTube will be snatching that up. So appreciate y'all, man. Make sure y'all go over there, follow me on Kick. The next time I go live will be on YouTube and Kick. So, yeah. Make sure y'all go do that, man. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Easy Money, man. Stop doing all that trolling, man. But I appreciate you as always, man. All right. Y'all be safe.